there, my name is Gillian and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to share the story of how I got started here on YouTube because I think that it could help you if maybe you are interested in starting your own channel, or could give you a little bit of inspiration if you are working on growing your channel. And I also want to share with you some things that I've done over the past few years here on YouTube that have helped my channel to grow. Now, if you've been a subscriber of my channel for a while, if you've watched many of my videos, you might know that this isn't my first YouTube channel. I actually started a channel back in 2014. It was a beauty channel, and I ran that channel for about 2 years. Then I shut it down, didn't make any videos for a year, and then I started this channel. So I'm gonna share both of those stories, both of those starting on YouTube stories with you, and share with you some things that I did good each time and some things that I did bad, and what I did the second time that helped this channel be a lot more successful than the first one. So first of all, let's talk about that first channel. As I mentioned, I started it in 2014 and it was a beauty channel. So I was making makeup tutorials and hairstyle videos, things like that. And I started it because those were the videos that I really liked watching on YouTube. Now, of course, I watched all sorts of other videos as well, but my favorite videos were the beauty videos because I was a little bit like beauty and makeup obsessed. I just loved those things and I was really interested in them. And aside from my interest in the topic, I also just saw YouTube as this really cool opportunity. I knew that some YouTubers made money and even made a living on this platform making videos, and it seemed like such a fun way to make a living. So I decided to start my own channel, start making videos, both as a creative hobby, but also in the hopes that maybe someday I would make it big and be able to make a little bit of money. Now, honestly, I never expected to be successful enough on YouTube to support myself full time, but I thought even earning a little bit of money on the side, just kind of as a side hustle, would be really cool, especially if it was with doing something that I found so fun. Now, this first channel definitely had some problems and it never went very far, but there were a few things that I did with it that were actually really good that I would still recommend that people do. One thing that I did that was great was that I just got started with what I had. What I had was an old camcorder and no knowledge and absolutely no followers. I didn't have any sort of following or audience on any social media platform. The only people who knew me were my handful of friends and family, and even those people I didn't tell about my videos because I was a little embarrassed about making beauty videos on YouTube. And anyway, so I just got started. I just jumped in. I didn't let my lack of knowledge, my lack of equipment or money to buy equipment, or my lack of followers stop me. And I think that that is a great thing and something that I would recommend doing if you want to get started making videos. Don't wait. The other thing that I did that was really good was that I made videos about topics that I was genuinely so interested in. Like I said, I was beauty obsessed. I loved watching tutorial videos like the ones I was creating. And so I had a lot of enthusiasm and energy and passion in those videos. And I think that that really showed. And it covered up a lot of the other shortcomings. Let's talk about those shortcomings because there was a lot of them. First of all, just in general, my video quality was terrible. Everything that could have been wrong was wrong. My video footage didn't look good, but that was the least of my problems. My lighting was bad. The quality of the tutorial itself was very poor. I was bad at presenting on camera. I didn't know how to edit them. Like, everything that could be wrong was wrong. They were not good videos to watch, I would say. And so it's no surprise that that channel didn't grow. But the other big problem that I had was that I didn't really have any sort of strategy for the channel. I was just making videos about stuff I was interested in, which was good, but it would have been really good if I'd also had a strategy, if I'd had a plan for the channel. As it was, I was just making videos to make videos and hoping to somehow, some way make it big, but that definitely wasn't going to happen. So it was a good learning experience, but that's all it was. So with this first channel, my results really were not great. My views averaged maybe about 100 per video, after running the channel for 6+ months. It was just kind of hanging out around there. I would occasionally have a video pop and get maybe a few hundred, and then a video that would perform poorly would only get like 20 views. So not great results there. Although I did have one video that completely went viral, and so that was the biggest result from that channel. And that was a video that I made about how to braid your hair behind your head, and the video went on to get about 500,000 views, so 500,000 views. Of course, there are videos that go way more viral than that, but for my tiny little channel that was getting 100 views per video, that was really big and definitely does qualify as viral. Now, the biggest thing that this channel taught me was that for the longest time I was asking, why isn't anyone watching my videos? And I would make these videos and I'd be like, man, I wish more people would watch my videos. And I was frustrated by it. But my question about why really changed once that video went viral and once my videos started getting slightly more views. As soon as my videos started picking up, I stopped asking, why isn't anyone watching? And I started asking, why is anyone watching? Because honestly, the videos on that channel were quite terrible quality and they weren't getting better with each subsequent video. And so I really, my eyes were just opened to the poor quality there, and I wondered why people were even watching them. And that shift in my thinking led me to quickly shut down that channel because I just realized that I needed to do something that I was proud of if I really wanted to do it long term. I hadn't even been thinking about whether I was proud of what I was creating until people started watching it, and then I was like, oh, there's a problem here. So there was a span of almost a year when I didn't make any videos, but after that year, I realized that I had some important things I wanted to talk about, not beauty related at all. This time I wanted to talk about business and entrepreneurship and success and personal development, things that really meant a lot more to me. So what I started doing was a lot of research, especially keyword research and competitor research, to figure out what videos I could make in those categories that would do really well. Because I knew that if I was going to start a new channel, it needed to be worth it. It didn't need to just be about things I cared about, but I needed to have people actually watch the videos also in order for it to really be worth my time, because I had just become very aware of opportunity cost and the fact that I could spend the time on the YouTube channel, but there was also lots of other things that I could spend my time on that could be getting me other results in other areas of my life as well. So I wanted to make sure that this would be worth it. After months and months of research, I had a very solid plan for the channel. I knew exactly what it was going to be about, and I had a list of a lot of videos that I wanted to create for it. So I finally decided to jump in and start filming. Now keep in mind that my video production skills really hadn't improved since the first time, but I had a much more solid plan. My results with the second channel were much, much better. So first of all, I hit 1,000 subscribers within the first 3 months or so. I think it was at about 3.5 months that I hit 1,000 subscribers. And at that point, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was also getting about 1,000 views per video that I put out. Now, of course, it fluctuated somewhat from one video to the next, but on average, they were getting at least 1,000 views. And in the first month, in fact, the very first video that I put out, ended up popping and going viral. It didn't pop right away, but I did start getting viral videos within the first few months. Now, as you would expect with a channel that was getting more views, I also made a lot more money from this channel from the start. I earned my first check from this channel in August of the same year that I started it. So I started in May and I made my first check in August. So June, July, August, that's like 3 months after I started it, I got my first check, and it was for $113. And then just a few months later, I was earning over $1,000 per month. I have another video that goes into detail about exactly how this channel grew, so I'll make sure to link it down below and also up there in the corner so you can check that out. I share my analytics in that video, and you can see all the details on the numbers on this channel. But I just kind of wanted to give you a perspective perspective of the difference when I started this second channel, because it was dramatic. Now, one thing that I do want you to know about this second channel is that even though my numbers were way better, it didn't mean that I didn't still feel awkward on camera, and that my video presentation skills and my video creation skills were way better, because they weren't. When I started the second channel, I was right where I'd left off with the first channel. I wasn't any better at any of this, but my channel still grew a lot faster. So with that in mind, here are a few things that I did differently with channel number 2 that really helped it to grow so much faster and do so much better. First of all, I committed to a schedule. With the first channel, I was just making videos when I felt like it, when I had time, which was not very consistently at all. But with this new channel, I said every Monday I'm making a video no matter what, and every Tuesday that video is being published no matter what. And I really stuck with that from the very beginning, and this impacted things in a lot of different ways. It wasn't mostly the algorithm though. I know everyone says like post consistently because the algorithm likes that. As far as I can tell, there's no data to back that up. I don't think the algorithm cares. The one way it kind of affects the algorithm is that if you consistently show up for your subscribers, then that will give them a reason to subscribe. So they'll be more likely to subscribe, and they'll be more likely to watch their videos when you show up consistently and they know what to expect from you. So it does impact things that way. But what I found was that really showing up consistently for myself was the most important part of this. I was showing up every week for myself, so I was really serious about it, and it meant that I was getting practice in every week. And that allowed me to start rapidly improving my skill at creating videos. That was something that didn't happen with that first channel. And that leads me right into the second thing that I did differently with this channel, which was that I really tried to make every video better than the last. So instead of just making videos, I got really intentional about looking for ways that I could improve, both when I was making my videos as well as when I was watching other people's videos. I looked for things in other people's videos that I liked, and then I researched and studied to figure out how to do those same things in my videos. The other thing that made a massive difference with this second channel was that I had a much better strategy. The first time I was just making videos about stuff that I liked, which is fine and that's good, but it's not going to be enough most of the time to really grow your channel quickly. If you just make videos about what you like, then it's kind of a random lottery if you are successful or not, because maybe other people out there are interested in those same topics, but maybe they're not that popular of topics. Now, on the other hand, with this channel, what I did was first I started with a list of things that I liked and wanted to talk about. That was my starting place, but then I actually did keyword research and I figured out which of those topics was popular, which ones other people were interested in also. And then I made videos about the most popular topics. Now, like I said, I had started with a list of things I wanted to talk about already, so I wasn't just soullessly making videos about things that were popular, things that were trending. These were things that were meaningful to me, that I did care about, that I had something to say about, but I just confirmed that they were topics that would actually be popular so that I wasn't wasting my time making videos that nobody else wanted to see. Now, of course, there were plenty of other things that I did better with this new channel. Also, things like creating better thumbnail designs and optimizing my videos for SEO better and figuring out how to get more publicity for my channel, all sorts of other things. But those 2 or 3 things that I just mentioned, those really were the key driving factors that made the biggest difference and the reason why my second channel was so much more successful than my first. So there you have it. That's how I got started here on YouTube. Something that I think is probably obvious is that pretty much everyone who gets started on YouTube gets started in the same way. Most people start with no followers. Most people start not knowing how to make videos. and they just start at zero, and you just have to jump into it. Now, of course, there are exceptions to that. There are some people who get started on YouTube with a background in video production, or people who already have a huge following on Instagram or something like that. But most people just start at zero. And I think that if you look at your favorite creators, you'll notice that most of them just started with 0 subscribers. So if you're interested in starting your own channel, my biggest piece of advice for you would really be to just go for it. Don't wait until you have the right camera. Don't wait until you know how to make great videos, or until your following grows on some other platform. Just do it, because there's no time like the present. Time's a wasting, and a year from now, you'll wish that you had started a year previous, right? And that you'll wish that you had that growth that you could have created over those past 12 months. Okay, well, that is pretty much it for today's video. I did want to let you know that if you want to learn more about how to get views here on YouTube, I have a free workshop that you could register for and watch. There's a link down below. If you haven't watched that already, I think you'll find it really helpful if you're working on growing your own YouTube channel. Okay, well, that's everything. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope to see you in the next video. If you want to catch that video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.